Hello and welcome to St. Louis Park Today. I'm your host, Seth Rowe, Community Editor for the St. Louis Park Sun-Sailor. Well, I hope you made it through our somewhat gloomy weekend all right. I did. I'm here doing another Monday. And then in the news today were a story about people who had a kind of a gloomier weekend than probably many of us, as the St. Louis Park officials evacuated a building in the 3100 block of Raleigh Avenue last Thursday as a result of a bunch of chemicals that were found in a unit of the building. Well, the latest news in that is that the residents, except for the individual in that unit, have been allowed to move back in. Residents from 10 units in the building allowed to begin returning to their units Sunday evening after city health officials determined they were not at risk to do so. The evacuation was ordered as precaution about 4 p.m. last Thursday, as law enforcement and health officials investigated the chemicals. All the chemicals were removed from the site Friday evening. An assessment and cleanup of all common areas was completed over the weekend. The unit where the hazardous chemicals were found remains sealed. Further decontamination of the unit where the chemicals were discovered will occur this week. Now, the National Guard unit was called in after city officials were uncertain about what the chemicals were that they were finding, and lacking a great deal of expertise in the area, they called this unit the National Guard that deals with homeland security issues. There was some concern that potentially this could have been something relating to chemical weapons or something like that. But they're just a little cautious about it, a little worried, just wanted to make sure. And that's from a city spokesperson, by the way, I talked to last week. And so they ended up evacuating the building, calling in this National Guard unit, and the FBI, by the way, is also helping with the investigation. But it turns out the National Guard unit determined it was just chemicals for making illegal drugs. Many of the chemicals were consistent, I'm told, in ingredients for meth labs, and then some of the chemicals could potentially have been used for making other types of drugs that weren't specified by the city. So that's kind of the latest on that. Like I say, everything is kind of getting back to normal, I guess, for most of the residents. The resident of that particular unit was arrested, 28-year-old fellow. It's our policy not to actually release names until people are charged, but it's been out there on other media, so you can look it up if you'd really like to. But he was arrested, but then not charged. The city didn't meet their deadline to bring charges forward for the county attorney's office to consider. So he was released Saturday, I'm told, pending potential future charges. In other news, there's a Independent School District number 283, or the St. Louis Park School District, special meeting tonight at 6 p.m. It's a public open forum on the 2009 and 10 budget at Senior High School room C350. So that's at the St. Louis Park Senior High School, 6425 West 33rd Street, in room C350 on the third floor. All of the floors in the high school are a little odd, so you might just ask someone if you can't find it, because it's a little difficult to find. But they're having an open forum on their budget, and of course they are talking about potential budget cuts, and they're looking at a 2% decrease, as the legislature is considering proposals that range from a slight increase under the governor's budget, which would cut more in other areas, I presume. I haven't studied it too much, but I believe that's the idea. And the Senate and House Democrats, who are in charge of both parts of the legislature, have differing proposals. So We'll have to see what happens there for the total result, but right now the district is going to, it looks like, have to set their budget potentially without knowing that information. Well, in the weather today, it's another gloomy day with a high of 52 degrees and a low of 38 degrees, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow looks better though. Clear skies, 61 degrees for the forecasted high and 41 for the low. Potential chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday. Well, that's your forecast. Thanks again for watching St. Louis Park Today. I'm Seth Rowe. Have a good one.